Yes, what is up, everyone? Good to have you around here on the YouTube. Right, another live stream as price is moving to the downside. So I think it is only, or it only makes sense to cover the price action that we have in front of us as price is moving to the downside. So let's jump into it with, of course, Elliott Waves, and we're going to talk about other stuff as well. I actually think I forgot to change my title because we're not going to do altcoins today. It's going to be trading psychology, chatting, and Bitcoin, of course, in particular. Crypto Tech, welcome. Good to have you here as well. Just making sure if all my settings are correct. The yes, the no. So 1 second here. Just checking everything is on public. Everything is working. My sound as well. And probably you can also hear me. So that is very nice. We're going to switch to the chart and of course do some Elliott Waves as well, as I do see comments coming in. So I'm sure that everything is working here. Very nice. Welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Friday, the last Friday of 2023, and we got some fireworks on the chart. Now I have done a little bit of analysis in preparation of this live stream. As price is moving to the downside, we're of course gonna jump in to the Elliott Waves, but before we do, always say hello chat. How are you doing? Crypto Tech, what's up? How are you doing? Good to have you here. Bit Phantom back in the chat as well. Kaveen 5RK. Hi Kun. I'm Kaveen Kavya from Sri Lanka. Wow, there's actually a lot of people from Sri Lanka on the channel here and following the channel as well. I do know the like the viewership. Number 1 is US, 2 is UK, 3 is Germany, 4 is the Netherlands, and 5 is India, I believe. Taicha, how you doing? Good to have you here as well. And Bro Game Legends, what's up? Sarthak Agarwal, good to have you back again. Brock, oi mate, first time here, welcome. Hopefully you're going to be a stayer, but that depends on the analysis that we're going to do in a second, undoubtedly. While people are joining, we're going to jump into the content. So earlier today, I want to start with the end of the previous video. In the end of the previous video, we were talking about, first of all, the order block here, as well as price moving into the 0.5 to 786 area, which is, give me a little moment here, this area over here, right? We were looking, and then the 786 as well, for price to go to that area so that we can observe the reaction as we like to do. And all the way at the end in the probability section, I mentioned the 2-hour order block here as an important level to keep an eye on, which was between 43K and 43.1K. For the people that watched that video, you probably know what I am talking about. By the way, Sticky Fingers 0.2, always lurking, never comment. Thanks for being here as well, and thanks for your comment. That is indeed your first comment. I tend to remember who's here for the first time and not. So here we had the 2-hour order block, price retraced inside this area, and we saw some local bearish CVD divergences as well, which we're going to cover in a second. But let's first talk about the move to the downside and what we can expect from an Elliott Wave point of view. I'm going to remove my target boxes here for a second. I do think it's important to at least mention over here at the beginning, the blue box is between 41K to 41.3K as some extra support. I'll show you the confluences immediately here to the downside. We got a weekly and daily at 41.349, and we have a daily naked point of control at 41K, right? So those are the confluences in that area, and then below we have the golden box here, but we're not there just yet, right? Take it level by level, take it easy. So first things first, how about a potential ABC to the downside here, right? 5-wave move in A, B, and then we're looking for a 5-wave C to the downside. Now, when we think about a wave C, we do have to think about a 5-wave structure inside of this wave C, which means we then look for a wave 1, 2, then we want to see a wave 3 on the highest amount of volume, which at the moment would be correct. But then we want to also still see a 4 and a 5. Now, this is something I just explained actually in Discord as well to one of the Discord members, which is Wiki Analysis here. He asked, can it be this? Can it be the zigzag in a wave A, B, and a wave C? My reply is, which is what I'll explain here as well, is it is possible, but it depends on the subwaves of C. Because you want to have a 5-wave move to the downside, and preferably your wave 5 is going to end inside this area, no? But if your wave 1 is too long, and that's what I wrote here, if you notice wave 1 is too long, which you will see if your wave 3 targets are too low, below the common target area of C, then the probabilities of an ABC go down. Minimum requirement is that wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest wave. So if we're looking for an impulse to the downside in a wave C, then we can now pull, if we're looking for 1, 2, and this being a wave 3, we can pull a trend-based fib extension from the high over here to the low to this high. Now wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest wave. It can be shorter than a wave 1 over here, but then wave 5 has to be shorter than 3. However, most commonly a wave 3 goes to the 1.618 minimum. It tends to extend, and also a wave 3 tends to go past the 1-to-1 of wave 1 minimum, right? That's just probabilities. That is most common. But you can see we get a little bit of an issue for a potential C here, because that target for a wave C, the 1.618 here, is at the lower end of this box. And also it is below the support box that we have over here, right? So if we are looking for a 5-wave structure in wave C, then either this potential wave 3 has to be quite short, or it needs to hit the 1.618 and at least end somewhere here, start a range in the 4, preferably the same length as we had over here, or longer in time, because wave 4 tends to be longer in time than wave 2, and then get another move down, wig the lows of the wave 4, and then move back up. But you can see the probabilities aren't great, because the wave 3 target is below, or kind of at the lower edge of the box, and also below the target box as I've just shown. So it does decrease the probabilities a bit for a wave C, and it increases the probabilities of a wave 3, but we'll get to that in a second, right? So the targets here are very important. Now if we look at then more like in detail a potential impulse to the downside here, while 1 second, I do see I have to quickly change something over here as well. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da. So voila. If we look at a potential impulse to the downside here, right? Then we're looking for this move to be a wave 1 instead of a wave A. Then we have our 2 over here, and then we're looking for another 1, 2, and then a 3 to the downside. So in this case, we don't want price to stop at the wave C area, where you want it to continue to lower prices. In this case, the blue wave 3 usually minimum target is that 1.618 over here, taken from the high to the low of 1 to the high of 2, sitting at 39.2k. Just below that area, we have the golden target box here, 38.6k to 39k. That is an important support area. There's a lot of volume levels here, namely 2 very big point of controls. The first one is the point of control of a range that we had over a year ago, which is this range over here. If you pull a volume profile of this range, then the point of control of this structure here is at 38.9k. The second point of control in that area is the high time frame volume profile of the range in 2021, also sitting at 38.7k. So 38.7, 38.9 is a very important area on the chart for support, because that is the area where the 2 point of controls are, which is then also the reason why this target box has a different color, and it is colored in gold. But from an Elliott Wave perspective, your potential wave 3 target is going to be that 1.618, because that is usually a minimum target for a wave 3. Wave 3s tend to be the strongest, most impulsive, highest volume waves in an impulse to the downside. So we're then looking for that 1.618 or an extension for lower prices, but that depends on the subwave structure we get. You see the white count as well, potential 1, 2, then we're looking for a 3, 4, and 5 to the downside. And after blue 3 is in, we are going to be looking for a range. What do I always say in videos, like normal videos as well as live streams? The moment we get big moves and high volume, what do we wait for? We wait for ranges to form, because the next range will give us clarity on what to expect. And the question then is, when is that range happening, right? Are we going to get a range here for then another local 1, 2, and then a 3 to the downside? So we have a range over the weekend and then move down next week, right? Potential. Or are we going to range down here? It depends. So if we look at more bullish scenarios, because we cannot have a bias only towards the downside, we also need to consider scenarios towards the upside. There's two things I want to say about this scenario. This is a potential ABC scenario where we were then potentially looking at the bigger scenario for a flat, right? And then a bigger flat structure. Now here you're then looking for a zigzag and then later a move down. However, we hit the local 886 taken from the low to the high of wave A. Now, for the people coming back at this channel as well, we talk a lot about that 886. Why? The moment the 886 is hit, probabilities decrease for a wave 2, and any move going to the upside has a higher probability of being a wave C or a Y, because the 886 is a common target for a wave B or a wave X. Which means that we can expect price to move down and take this low at either a later stage or directly. What price likes to do as well is retest the golden pocket, but I think I have another scenario. Oh no, wait, I have it here. So over here, what price likes to do, it did it with the local pull over here, but not at the moment with the bigger one. So what price usually likes to do as well is after an 886 touch, quite often you will see price moving back to the golden pocket before potential continuation, or of course directly, but quite often it likes to go to the golden pocket. So just something that we've noticed on the channel time and time again. This time might be different, we don't know, right? But that is all probability. So the probabilities are now higher to take this low. Even if you get a bounce, probability is high C or Y, and then later back down or directly. We do have a bit of a problem for this being an ABC to the upside, and that is the subwave count of your wave B over here in purple or pink. You look then for a 5-wave A, potentially in this scenario, right? You're going to be looking for a zigzag type of structure. Then you look for a 3-wave move down in B. Now the problem, besides the 886 touch, the 886 is common for a B, so that's not necessarily a problem. But the problem is the target area for your wave C. If you are looking for a zigzag here and then a 5-wave move to the downside, 3-wave ABC correction, we'll get to the lower time frame in a second, high of B, and then you're looking for a sharp C to the downside, your most common target area for C in a zigzag is between the 1 and the 1.236, but you can see it is below the low, which is not good. The 0.618 is also a target for a wave C, but it is a rare target. We rarely ever over the past couple of months have seen a wave C stop at the 0.618. I can't even remember one scenario where that happened over the past couple of months. Usually it's the 1 to the 1.236, or a wave C likes to extend to lower prices like the 1.618 or maybe even the 2.618 in sometimes flat scenarios, but not necessarily zigzag scenarios. But the problem here is the common target area is below the low over here, which decreases the probabilities of an ABC, because you can't have a nice 3-wave structure in wave B, and wave B has to be a 3-wave move, right? So that decreases the probabilities of this particular scenario. Another bullish scenario would be a wave 1, 2 and continuation, but the 886 is a rare target for 2, as mentioned, common for B or X, automatically lowers the probabilities for this scenario as well. We almost went below this low. That's the thing. It went down so quick. I did a bit of analyzing before the stream, well, when price was over here, and then when I start the stream, we're already down here. So just lowers the probabilities. 886 is rare for 2, which means the probabilities to go up for a wave 3 are low. This is the bearish, of course, impulsive scenario, right? And let's jump into this in a, like right now, basically. So what were we looking for? We were looking then for a potential 5-wave structure here. In the previous video, I specifically mentioned the volume at the low. Also yesterday before I went to bed, when price was ranging here. Remember the video of last night? We were looking for either the 0.618 touch. Wait, let me put this on the chart, right? People will remember here. We were either looking for price to hit the 0.618 first, which then would be an invalidation of an impulse to the downside, right? Or we were looking for a new low, preferably on lower volume. On lower volume, because we're then looking for a wave 5, right? So in this scenario, you can see the 0.618 did not get touched over here, right? We have a move to the downside over here. We were looking for potential wave 4. Reason being, the highest amount of volume is in the low. And in an impulse, most commonly, that is a wave 3 behavior. That's wave 3 behavior. So what we're then looking for is another 4 and 5 on lower volume. However, if after the highest volume from the low we get a move up to the golden pocket, it invalidates a wave 4. Because after the move down on highest volume, which then tends to be a wave 3, we want to see 4 and 5. So you pull the Fibonacci from the recent high, bit of a range here, to the low. You don't want to see this one hit. We didn't. We moved to the downside on lower volume. And that is what I mentioned in the previous video, of course, before this live stream, the 1 p.m. update, where we moved down on lower, actually the morning video, where we moved down on lower volume. Now here, we then had a zigzag. I will go through my thinking process of today in a second, because I kept track of everything in silver as well. So you can see what I was looking for. But here we then had a potential zigzag to the upside, right? 5, 3, 5 wave move. We were looking, this is when I made my previous video, when price was ranging here. We were saying we were looking for a bit more upside, preferably between the 0.5 and the 786, to observe the reaction, right? And knowing what I mentioned inside the probabilities section at the end of the previous video, knowing that we have a 2-hour order block over here as well. Now, if we then observe the reaction, and I tend to enjoy using CVD for this. So everyone, of course, has their own tools, but I do like to enjoy CVD. What did we see here very, very locally? Lower high on price, 3-minute chart, by the way. Lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. That is a bearish CVD divergence. There is absorption going on here of market long positions with a bigger limit short position. And as these orders are being absorbed, probabilities increase for a move towards the downside, right? When did it happen? It happened inside the 0.5 to 786 area, specifically, of course, golden pocket to 0.5. It happened at the same time we hit the 2-hour order block as well. Another post from a great guy as well in the group, which is stop.cap. He had another confluence there as well, which was a gap over there, ICT trading style, right? Like I suppose, but he had an extra gap there as well. So it was an area of interest here. Now, seeing some bearish CVD divergences, interesting, no? Interesting. And then eventually price moves to the downside. We kept an eye on potential support here to the downside because there was still the opportunity for potential flat and continuation, but there was no support, right? No support came in here. So, yeah, this is a bit of the process, but I'll show it in more detail in a second. And we also had this bearish CVD divergence. Now, a big change with the bearish CVD divergences earlier today and here was that we had bearish CVDs on both of the lines. So if we go to the 15-minute, for the people that don't know CVD, by the way, because it might be a lot of information coming your way now, especially if Elliott Waves might be relatively new or less experienced, plus all the target boxes and order blocks and all that stuff. But CVD specifically, I have a video on my channel. If you look for CVD, save a day, CVD, you will find a video with a full explanation, and in Discord also here, template with the video as well, if you want to know more on how to trade it and how to use it. And also we posted a brand new CVD template today as well. So you can download this template in Discord, where here we had, of course, in yellow and in blue, bullish CVD divergences. But preferably we are looking at CVD divergences on the right side of the most recent high, recent low, this area here. So what are we looking for? First of all, higher low in price, lower low on yellow, and also eventually a lower low on blue with this pivot here. Higher low in price, but we actually had a lower low on blue. as well. You can't see it because of my webcam. Look at this low over here, right? Look at the horizontal line of my cursor. You can see a little, like a few dots below the horizontal line. So we did have some bullish CVD divergences. However, and locally here as well, higher low in price, lower low in blue. But then, besides the yellow CVD showing continuous bearish CVD divergences in this area, over here as well, lower highs on price, higher high CVD, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high. All right, can repeat, even here with this high, lower high on price, and also on yellow here with this pivot and the highs on the yellow line here, also a higher high. So bearish CVD, but then also blue changed to bullish or bearish CVD divergence. On blue, lower high on price. Check my horizontal cursor line and look to the right. So that's there. You can see over here also the CVD being higher. So we had some bearish CVD divergences as well. Plus then more locally on the 3-minute supporting supporting the probabilities of a move towards the downside. Now looking at this process in more detail, let's go here so that you can actually follow my way of thinking, right? That is daily blah, 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 blah. So when price was down here, right, probabilities were higher to move to the upside to reach the 05 to 786 area, which is what I explained over here. Of course, you can stop the video later or whatnot, but basically in both cases, the probabilities would be higher to see a local move to the upside, which was when price was ranging at the low over here, because I wasn't yet happy with the retracement that we got. It was too shallow for me, so I was looking for a bit of a move towards the upside. We got the move to the upside, and then, hey, we might be looking for a zigzag to the upside. Potentially here finished as we are in the wave C target area, but we observe the reaction. All about observing the reaction, no? For a potential zigzag. Eventually, price moved to the upside, bit of bullish CVD divergences. We observe the reaction. We're not hasty, we're not panicking, we are calm, right? We follow plans. Price moving down, moving up, bullish CVD. We get that final push towards the upside. And this is where I thought, hey, okay, now I'm looking for a retracement for potentially continuation, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, well, we're looking for a move down, potentially a flat in a wave 2. 1, 2 zigzag, 1, 2 flat, continuation, right? Are we looking for a diagonal? No, didn't look so nice. I'm just summarizing what I wrote here. So the diagonal wasn't great. Potential A, B, C, or W, X, Y. Not a fan, but it has potential, and then we're looking for another move up. Then, of course, bearish CVD divergences. And as price came down, which is what we were looking for, as we were looking for a retracement to the downside, either for another wave 2 or potentially then a wave B or an X, right? Price came down over here. We spotted the bigger bearish CVD divergences, and this only enforces proof. I like to see proof of support as price is moving to the downside. Now I'm going through this again to show you my way of thinking as price is forming the candles on the chart, right? So what I did is I kept an eye on the point of control and the golden pocket over here as price came back into this local volume profile. All those bearish CVD divergences over here were visible on blue, yellow, and on price, right? And then no support whatsoever, price just breaking to the downside, ABC, and then, well, we're looking for new lows, triple bottom, high probability to take the lows, local 886 touch, you know, you get the story, and voila, that brings us to where we are at the moment, no? So, yeah, that is the thought process of this afternoon, basically. And when we then look at the probabilities based on the Elliott Wave analysis we've done at the beginning of the video before I went through my thought process of the day, on the low time frame currently, this would support more like an impulse to the downside than a potential wave C. And the reason being is, again, that for a wave C, you want to see 5 waves then in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, That then also means that your wave 3 target usually is the 1.618, which is already at the lower edge of the wave C box. So you don't want a wave 3 that's too long, while also commonly a wave 3 likes to extend. Minimum requirement, it should be like, it shouldn't be the shortest wave, right? And we still have some support here as well, which is why I wrote, consider the potential of another 1-2 with the blue box support below. Over here, as the probabilities at the moment are high to take this low, also because of the 886 touch that we have over here, right, taken from the low to the high. Again, 886 is touched, and you move to the upside as a higher probability of C or Y, increasing probabilities that price later comes back down. And what price does like to do after an 886 touch is retest the golden pocket. That is quite common, so that is something that I just keep my eyes open for, at least something that I keep in mind. And on the micro, oh, I actually wrote that, possibly a bounce to the golden pocket over here, and we do expect more downside, and then we take it from there, right? We can't yet be looking for 38k and 39k and low 40k. We are currently ranging at 41.8k. We know the probabilities of scenarios. We also realize as Elliott Wave traders, we have to manage our risk and manage our trades all the time. But the higher probability scenario at the moment would be an impulse to the downside. Also because of searching this scenario here, where even for an ABC up, this move down being an ABC that is finished here, low probability because it didn't hit the common target area. And the moment you move below this low, you can't have an ABC zigzag up anymore, right? So yeah, that basically is the Elliott Wave analysis in a nutshell, plus my thought process during the day as well. So let's shortly summarize it for people that joined later, and then we go into chatting your ideas and questions and that sort of stuff, right? So shortly summarized, right? Because we just did it, or yeah, short summary, I suppose, is when we are looking for an ABC to the downside, C has to be 5 waves, right? But if your wave 1 is quite long, then you have to watch out for your wave 3 targets. If the wave 3 targets are below or at the lower edge of your wave C box, think about potential continuation and probabilities increasing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning an impulse to the downside instead of a wave C. In this case, the target for your wave 3 over here in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as we are looking for a 5-wave move in C, your target for a wave C usually, or your target for a wave 3, 1, 2, 3, is usually the 1.618 minimum, which is at the lower edge of the box, also below this target box here, lowering the probabilities of a wave C to the downside, increasing probabilities of an impulse to the downside, and then a 1, 2, 1, 2, where eventually we're looking for a 3, potentially considering another 1, 2 to the downside, right? As the weekend is coming up, the weekend tends to be rangy as well, so probabilities are high to take this low at a given moment. But after that, we might actually see a range throughout the weekend in another 2, and then continue our way down, at least probability-wise at the moment, on Friday night, to the downside, right? Where for wave 3 in blue, the 1.618 is down here, just above the golden target box at 39.2k. ABC is unlikely because of your wave B sub-waves. You're looking then for a zigzag, ABC inside wave B. However, C, common target, is down here, which is below the low, which is not allowed in a zigzag, the purple count. Lower probabilities. The 0.618 is a target for a wave C in an ABC stopping here, but the 0.618 is a rare target for C, not a common target. Lowers the probabilities, and we trade probabilities. We were looking earlier today for a move inside the 05 to 786 area, mentioned the 2-hour order block here as well. Once it was touched, we saw bearish CVD divergences, increasing the probabilities for a move down. Eventually, volume kicked in, no support whatsoever. Downside was expected. Local 886, taken from the low to the high here, was touched, increasing probabilities of price moving to the downside. That now happened, and we also now have an 886 touch locally over here. Ta-da, right? 886 is touched also locally here. Increasing probabilities, any move to the upside is a wave C or Y, increasing probabilities that price later comes down to take this low. So in other words, we expect more lows on the lower time frames. Even if you get a bounce, we expect more lows. What price does like to do is hit the golden pocket after an 886 touch. I don't know why, but it's something we see all the time over the past couple of months. So yeah, interesting. It's also, by the way, this old support area potentially then turning into resistance. So that could be interesting, of course. We want to see proof of resistance and weakness if price retests that area. And for the most bullish scenario, 1-2 continuation, the 886 is hit, rare target for 2, common target for B or X, high probability you're still going to take this low at a later stage. Which then leads us to the probabilities mentioned earlier. That currently just probabilities, making it very simple, are higher to, look for this low. Then I'm looking for this blue box, see if there's resistance, and take it from there. More locally, because we touched the 886, probabilities are quite okay to move to the golden pocket, but I wouldn't, I'm not in a long from the 886 to the golden pocket. We've actually been in the group, we've been talking about it, like, because it happens so often from the 886 to the golden pocket, like you could scalp it, but it's not really something I'm doing. So yeah, being patient and waiting for this low to be taken at a given moment whenever price feels ready to do so, and then keep an eye on the reaction in this blue box over here. So yeah, that is everything in a nutshell, no? So blop. What's up, everyone? How are you doing? So we were over here. Kenyon, that's an original name as well. Kenyon Dupre, great analysis. I always learn something new. Thanks for your comment. Glad to hear as well that you learned something new. Besides providing updates, one of the big goals of the channel is education. So while I am explaining scenarios, I like to talk about probabilities, the pools, like where did I pull the Fibonacci's from, and that sort of stuff. And hopefully people learn something by watching, which they can use in their trading. So yeah. Haroon Jan, how you doing? R3A, yo, hey, hello. Welcome. Good to have you here. Wati back in the house as well. Yannick Granger, what's up? How you doing, Yannick? Hope you are doing great. What was your question again earlier today? I answered it, no? What's happening here? A, B, C. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be something. Yannick. Where was your message? Sure, it's been a busy day, no? Oh, right. Yes, right. That was the support area in gold, which we have covered. That was this area over here, and the confluences in that area. So those are the 2 point of controls, as I've shown earlier in this stream as well. Point of control 1, 38.9. Point of control number 2 is this one, 38.7, and we also have a daily naked point of control in the middle. So that's interesting. So I answered your question. One opinion on Tectum, the fastest blockchain in the world. What's up, Mike? How you doing? In this particular stream, for now, not planning to do altcoins. We did that last time, though. But at the moment, not planning to do it in this stream, as in about 10 minutes, I do have to go again. But I at least wanted to provide you a short update in a live stream format. So I can go in a bit more detail about my thought process that I had during the day as price was moving, because I think it's relevant also for people to learn a thing or two maybe. Yeah, in a 10-minute video, as on average my videos are about 10 minutes, I don't really have the time to cover my thought process. I only talk about the scenarios, but I don't go in detail too much. So I can do that in the streams. Same with Sartak Agarwal, of course, with GTO. Kenny Andrade, he's living in Portugal now. Oh wait, yeah, here from Portugal. How you doing? What's up? Are you enjoying the weather in Portugal? It's winter now, but I bet it's still like 10, 15, 20 degrees in Portugal. Are you in the south? Where are you in Portugal? Welcome to Europe. He moved from, by the way, everyone, Kenny is one of the early members of the channel here, early subscribers, and he used to live in Canada, and he moved to Portugal, where it's warmer, you know, better quality of life. That was one of the big reasons to move. And he is now settled. He sent me a message recently. Wait, did I answer you? I hope I answered you because I did see it, but sometimes I'm not sure because I get messages and then I read it, but I might not answer immediately because I'm busy. And then the notification is gone, so I might forget. But anyway, you are here. So it's good to see you around. Good to have you here. Love it, man. No more snow. In Mira. Where's that? Where is Mira? I see a beach. Oh, that's not the best picture. Okay. Oh. Beachy Praia de Mia. Beachy place. Beachy place. Let's have a look on maps. Where's Mira? It looks like a nice small city as well, like not one of the very big ones, right? Very busy. Not too far away from Porto and Lisbon. Wow, you picked yourself a nice place. It's in between the bigger cities as well, so you can always go to the bigger cities if you want to. Porto up and Lisbon down. But you're in the middle. Very nice. Good to hear that you're doing well. Good to hear that you're doing well, eh? It looks like a nice place. Easy to drive to the bigger cities. That's something that I like as well about living in Gouda myself, in the Netherlands. I'm Dutch, is I got the big cities very close. And I love traveling by train instead of car because I can open my laptop and I can do stuff, or I can read, or I can do whatever instead of sitting behind the steering wheel. So, in the Netherlands, by train from where I live, it's 25 minutes to Rotterdam, 25 to Utrecht, 25 to The Hague, and 40 to Amsterdam Central Station. It's amazing. It's like such a good place. Ramzi Magdi, Merry Christmas, bro. You got any trading course? I lost 1K in just a week as a beginner. So I'm not really a salesy person. So what I would like to say is the following. If you are just starting out as a trader, remove the thought of earning money quickly or getting rich quick or the moon boys that you see on YouTube as well, right? Don't copy trades from people online because you're not ready yet. And I have been there, let me tell you. So in your account, put $50, put $100, whatever is a small amount for you. I would recommend staying below the 4 digits, right? Just put $100 in and try to learn the art of trading. Meaning, I have a couple of steps for you to follow. Now, this will take time, but you will be very profitable at the end of it. Many people don't want to follow the steps that I'm going to talk to you about, because they're too lazy, they're looking for a quick buck, they don't look at trading as a business. You know, they're only in it for, I mean, everyone is in it for the money, but they want to get rich quick and stuff, right? We're here to trade as a business, long-term profit, but you first need to create your system to get to that stage because you're just starting. So the emotions are probably high. I can recommend this book as well, The Mental Game of Trading from Jared Tendler. Great book. Really, really, really useful for your trading psychology. Okay, so the steps that I recommend to follow is, number 1, low amount of money on your platform. Don't think about making profit because you're not. You're going to lose a lot more than you're going to profit. If you're lucky, your first trade is a winner. Well, actually, I should say, if you're unlucky, your first trade is a winner because you're going to think it's very easy. You're going to risk more. You're going to do stupid stuff. And then eventually you're going to lose it all, which is something that I have experience with. So, and what Lucas says, if 1K is only 0.1%, it's no problem. It's in perspective. But I recommend staying with low budgets. I mean, 1K, you can go to a nice restaurant, a very nice restaurant for 1K. So why not start with $100? So step one is learn as much as you can in the first couple of months. Meaning, you're gonna check all the tools that TradingView has to offer, and you're gonna try and learn these tools. You don't need to pay for any courses and stuff online. You can find all the info online as well about speed fans, Elliott waves, support resistance, trend lines, pitchforks, whatever, FIB times. Learn about the tools, try to implement the tools, then figure out, and then also check ATAS or Exo charts and stuff, other softwares. Then combine different tools so find the tools or use as many tools as you... I'm messing up. Step number one, try out as many tools as you want, right? Try the tools in TradingView, free stuff first. Step two, build statistics on your favorite tools, because as you get more experience with the tools you're using, you're going to figure out which ones you like and which ones you don't like. I personally like volume, I like time frame horizontals, I like Elliott waves, I like CVD, I like different things, right? I like more things as well. Build statistics on these separate tools, then combine your favorite tools. And because you build statistics, you can now have entry rules as well. Then build statistics on the combination of your tools, because now you're building a strategy. Then you tweak and edit and add and remove, and you keep building statistics. And then based on statistics, you start trading. And that is a video that I made, by the way, so not in this detail, because that is diamond stuff. Because in diamond I have templates for everything, and how to record your statistics, templates and all that stuff that I used. Not here, Discord only. No, this one. Track statistics to counter emotions when trading. At the beginning, usually people are very emotional. Tracking statistics, building a strategy, that is what will help you in the long run. So, and the problem is it takes time. So my trading strategy is a strategy that I have developed over the past, let me double check here, almost 3 years now. Of course, it's already profitable. I'm already trading it profitable for over 1.5, pretty much 1.5 year. Close to 2 years, I suppose. That's when I started to switch from losing to break even and profit. But then I tweak and I track statistics and I edit. And in Diamond, that is where I teach people my strategy. But I also help people to develop their strategy. And those are some of the steps to follow, right? And then they have Excel sheets with how to track their statistics and more content and all that stuff, right? But these are the vital steps to build a strategy. And then you can trade your plan, same plan, different day, but the same shit. Same setup on a different day. And that's how your consistency is improving. So not trading on emotions, trading purely based on statistics, data, entry requirements, and the tools. So that is what I would recommend, which is one of the things many people don't like to do. They don't want to put in the work. I mean, that's no problem, but usually those are also not the people that stay in the market. So that would be my advice. Do I have a course? Yes, that's the gold membership, but that is mainly focused on Elliott waves, learning Elliott waves. So the gold membership is $25. If you finish the content in a month, which most people do, it's a $25 course, no? And then you can go out or silver or diamond or whatever, and people can learn Elliott waves there. Everything, all the knowledge I have, all my Fibonacci templates, trend-based Fib extension templates, like everything about the waves that you see in all my videos. It's all packed in there. But it's not about building a strategy, because that's diamond. So, but I always recommend starting with the free stuff first. I have some links in the description to learn Elliott Waves as well. Those are 2 links. It's bit.ly detailed, Elliott Wave detailed, and the bit.ly more info. I recommend starting with the detailed one, at least if you're interested in Elliott Waves. Then start with those links. And if you're interested, you can always join Gold. Ta-da. Name, what's up? He back, second time. How you doing, man? Clean analysis, beautiful. I love it. Thank you. Glad you like it as well. Talking about clean, I really enjoy clean charts, which is probably something you've seen when you check out my chart as well. When I got sharing on, my link to the chart, by the way, is in the description as well. And I always have very clean charts, because I hate messy charts, which it was really difficult for me to trade in the past because of my messy charts. And I made a video about it, which is actually called something like how to avoid analysis paralysis. I don't really, it's one of the first videos I ever made. Yeah, where is my, where's the little loop? There we go. How to avoid analysis paralysis. Look at the nice thumbnail as well. From clutter to clean charts. Yeah, check this one out. This is on how I create target boxes and keep my charts clean, because I now got areas to focus on as support and resistance based on the tools that I like to use. So I can definitely recommend that one, because it will hopefully help you to structure a messy chart if you have a messy chart. Of course, if the chart works for you, that's fine. And if you can trade from it, it's fine as well. But I in the past had difficulty because of all the lines. So yeah. I charted it on a 4 hour as a horizontal triangle with a stick to the downside, 37. Oh, wait, the triangles. I've actually covered a triangle in the previous video, but I can do it quickly in a second as well. I'll go through that triangle. I'll cover it. I will cover it here as well. Which means you do want an ABC here, by the way, or actually preferably to the upside, or ABC. No, to the up and the downside, but preferably now downside, because we already went this low. But I will cover the triangle. For the people that haven't seen the previous video, I will cover the triangle again. I removed one of the 2 because the other one was not valid. But I'll cover it in a second. Mike Martin, thank you. I asked because it's a layer 1 and 2. I know no cost. I see. Many platforms out there. Also many platforms struggling with regulations, right? Adrian, how you doing, man? What's up? Lucas, of course, also here. Lucas, are you walking again, by the way? Lucas likes to have a treadmill below his desk and walking. He was sick, though, I believe. So hopefully you're better, by the way. Goedenavond, Roller. What's up? How you doing? Good to have you here as well. I've got wrecked a couple of times, so it's hard. My last account from 2 months ago, I started with 350. It's already at 9K. Holy moly. Even like that, I have a lot to learn. She's in how many? 2 months. Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. High risk, high reward. So my strategy is all based around risking 1%. And it's like quite a patient strategy, between like 8 to 20 setups a month. It avoids catching knives and all that stuff. 1% risk, 15-minute time frame, only Bitcoin. I don't trade anything else. On Diamond, however, many of the other Diamond members do trade my strategy on altcoins as well. But I like to focus on one pair. And by the way, many also develop their own strategy, talking to Ramsey as well. So I think the best thing a trader can do is developing his or her own strategy, which takes time. Don't buy a random indicator with a red and a green dot and all that stuff, right? Because you still need to build a strategy around it. So why not first put effort in testing all the tools that TradingView or an EXO or Atas has to offer, build statistics on these, combine the tools, build more statistics, creating entry requirements and data, and then you start to learn your win rate. You will learn what days are most profitable. You will learn your risk to reward ratio. That's ideal. You learn where to put your stop loss. You learn, and you use that data again to formulate and, edit your plan and your strategy, and then you trade. With solid risk management, of course. You can have a great strategy, but with shit risk management, it still doesn't matter. So preferably, you also have rules for your risk management, which I have as well. Dasa Gaming, why did you change your name? Now I don't know. The name change between Discord, YouTube, Telegram as well, of course, between people. Shoo, I have to catch up. I have no idea. I had no idea that you were wiki analysis, by the way, because now if you post like something great and I will cover it in a video, I will now put wiki analysis in the YouTube video instead of Dasa Gaming, because in Discord it's wiki analysis. So I can't remember everything, but now I know. Love the SVG. What is SVG? Drew Jarvis, how you doing? Jarvis is probably the best I think that Jarvis is the best diamond trader with my strategy, which he now edited for altcoins. Very, 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 like you got the hang of it so quickly. So even though December has been quite a crazy month, so to say, it's not the best month in December. End of the year, ETF announcement next month, who knows? Almost New Year's Eve, man. Holy moly, this year. Quite crazy. But Jarvis, what's up? How are you doing? How are you doing in America? You have holidays now, by the way, from university as well. Are you still at the campus, or are you home, or what you gonna do around New Year's Eve? Yeah, the altcoins have been doing terrible. So did Bitcoin. So that's interesting. You see my background. I see, Wati. Yeah, since I was a little kid, Lamborghini is my favorite brand, car brand. That is. It has nothing to do with the trading industry. Since I'm little, I've been a fan. I've also been a professional gamer in a race game. So the racing speed, it's always been part of me as a person, go-karting, but I wasn't allowed to do it professionally. And driving is amazing. Like Lamborghini, it's such a nice car. Of course, I don't go into what I have or don't have. It's not relevant for the YouTube channel. But I do have experience with the car, so to say. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. I also got a model next to me, by the way. Might be cheesy, but it's nice, no? So you can open the doors and everything as well. So yeah, I got this one. Very nice. Inverse head and shoulders on, oh wait, the triangle. We shouldn't forget about covering the triangle. Inverse head and shoulders. So we're gonna check that as well. Nothing comes without hard work, and that's what I've been doing the last 2 years, all the time, and that's what I like to hear. It's also about endurance. It's about staying in the market. You gotta give yourself the opportunity to grow, but if you waste and burn all your money in the first few days, weeks, or months, it's very unlikely you're gonna stay in the market. So give yourself time to learn. And trading is a business. If you want to do this long term, you want to be profitable long term, you're going to make trading your business. So you got to act like it is your business, right? With discipline, with rules, with whatever. because it's going to be your work. It's going to be part of your income, and not just playing a game. It's not just throwing money online and some numbers, right? Like if you make profit, you can take your wifey out, or your girlfriend or yourself. So, and if you lose money, you can't. But at least the most important thing is keep yourself in the market long term so that you build experience. You learn to cope with emotions, trading emotions, right? Potentially you find a mentor, but only preferably later, once you have tested the tools and got a bit of experience yourself with the tools and how they work, and which you can do yourself. But then, follow the right channels. Don't follow the moon boys. I do not recommend everyone for themselves. You can maybe watch them for entertainment, but don't watch them for trading advice and stuff. No one is an advisor on YouTube. And they're called moon boys for a reason, of course. So, in time you'll find the solid channels, I suppose. Agreed with anyone, his own strategy. Exactly. And that's also why I think you should respect everyone's strategy. Some people are a scalper, some people are swing trading, some are day trading. Everyone has their own way of trading, and every strategy should be respected. It doesn't matter what someone uses. If you use trend lines and you have a plan, fireworks. If you use trend lines and you build a whole nice strategy around using trend lines, mate, you got yourself a brilliant strategy. It doesn't have to be difficult as long as it's tested, you got data and you know what to do. I don't care if it's trend lines, if it's patterns, if it's very complex like order flow and order books and whatnot. As long as it works for you, that is what matters. Right? My strategy that people learn in Diamond might not work for them because they might be too impatient, or they're too patient, like there's too many setups for them per month, or the risk is too high or too low, or there may be scalpers, or they like to use Heikin-Ashi candles or whatever, right? Instead of the normal one. Okay, 47K, potentially, yes. We still have bullish CVD divergences. I have an Evo 9, one Saudi Arabia. Hey, nice. Very nice. Congratulations, by the way, on the hill climb as well. And nice that you got an Evo 9 yourself as well. 37 or 47. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a big range, of course. But now we have to put probabilities to it. Now, locally, in a nutshell, probabilities are now high to take this low, and then we observe the reaction at the box. But for the Elliott Wave scenarios and stuff, go to the beginning of the stream, because that is where I covered the different scenarios as well, where also one of the things we're keeping our eye on is the bounce here towards the golden pocket, because somehow that is something price likes to do after an 886. It likes to return to the golden pocket. However, 886, again, like in a nutshell, so for the people just joining, so besides all of the analysis just done, the 886, rare target for 2 in a 1-2, right? Rare target for 2, common for a B or an X, meaning any move to the upside here has a higher probability of C or Y, increasing probabilities for a move towards the downside. However, counting this as a wave B and a potential ABC or AWXY doesn't have high probabilities because your wave C is so short compared to A, and your most common target area for C is down here below the low. But that's the invalidation for a zigzag. So yeah, even if we get a bounce, that might be another 1-2. We'll see, but definitely looking at the moment for this low to be taken. Observe the reaction at the target box if we can reach this area here, which is between 41K and 41.3. And then we'll take it from there. The weekend is coming up, tends to be rangy, so I do have ranging in my mind instead of a big continuation of an impulse over the weekend. I try to look for scenarios where price is going to range this weekend. So I wouldn't be surprised if we are still going to range in between this area. Wait, I should include the box here, So, yeah, because weekend. Or it might not work at all. What do you mean, Lucas? Damn, I forgot what I was talking about. Your strategy, you mean? Or a strategy? Can you clear time frame analysis? What do you mean, Rick? Well, luckily for us, it is proven to work. So no worries there. Maybe a pump, at least locally at the moment, yes. So potentially looking for the golden pocket, right? Well, we'll see. Okay, let's have a look at the head and shoulders on Bitcoin and potentially then the strategy. And then I got a move as well. So I don't actually know what people are looking for with the head and shoulders. I guess, because I'm not really a pattern guy. Oh, I guess they look for this, or what? No, but this doesn't, you know, head and shoulder patterns. What are people seeing here? Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline down. Is that it here? What people are looking for? Because the head here is smaller than your shoulder, so that's an issue. And also from an Elliott Wave point of view, a head and shoulder is over here either a wave 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 lower prices. You get a fake out if this is an A, B, C, right? Or A, B, C, and then 1, 2, 3 to the downside, right? So like that's Elliott Waves. There's a couple of more patterns, but that's Elliott Waves regarding the head and shoulder. Or is it this here? I don't even see the head and shoulders because the head is lower than the shoulder. You know, doesn't work. So I have difficulty to actually identify your head and shoulders here. For scalping, the lower time frames. Scalpers are usually active on 1, 5, 3, 15 minutes. Low time frames, high frequency. Yeah, I can't see one as well at the moment. If we look for, where's that triangle? Oh, here. So this is the only triangle I got on my chart. However, it's way too early to call a triangle for me. Alternatively, this is your C, and that's your D, and this is your E, right? But that wouldn't make sense from a time perspective, right? Because your D and E are so short compared to your like big B as well. But the main struggle I have with a triangle here, so this is a thing. The moment people can connect two trend lines and they get the shape of a triangle, you're going to see triangles everywhere. But you got to know the Elliott Wave rules of a triangle. And unless wave D is in, probability is actually quite higher in a WXY sideways corrective pattern, which then fakes out a triangle, right? That is why triangles often fake out and don't work when you trade breakouts, because we're in a WXY, not a triangle. So in a triangle, 4 out of the 5 waves have to be zigzag structures, meaning a simple zigzag A, B, C. One wave is allowed to not be a zigzag, but then it is a zigzag family pattern, or wave E can also be a triangle by itself, right? Now, most commonly, if one of the waves is not a zigzag, then it is wave C, D, or E. Most commonly, C or D is then a double or a triple zigzag, right? Not wave B. But in this triangle scenario here, wave B is the one with a double zigzag, which lowers the probabilities for the triangle based on the rules, no? So, and this stuff has to do with the medium time frame, so that's not too relevant. Oh no, here, this is the fake out thing. So in this scenario, right, you don't want price to go below A or above B. And we are then looking for C to the downside, preferably in then a zigzag ABC, right? And then a move up in an ABC. You want to only see ABCs now because B is complex. But the fact B is complex lowers the probabilities of the whole triangle scenario because it is so rare, as by far most common, wave C or D are the complex structures, if one of the waves is complex and not wave B. And that is why the probabilities for me for a WXY or an ABC are higher compared to a triangle. And what I would then be looking for is a triangle fake out. So if you strip this triangle to only the two trend lines, right? I love psychology scenarios. And you're just gonna look at whatever, I don't even know how people pull it, probably something like this, right? So what I would then be looking for is I'm looking for scenarios that are countering the triangle at the moment. Meaning I'm looking for a fake out. Because people that are trading triangles are, of course, looking A, B, C, D, E, whatever they're like is going to happen, right? We might continue ranging, that's fine. But then I'm going to be looking for a fake out or even potentially a double fake out. Instead of the triangle being the correct pattern, I'm going to be looking for WXYs. So for me, the triangle is at the moment not something I'm considering. I only think about triangles after wave D is in or there's a high probability of D being in. And at the moment, I don't yet have that feeling. Something that I do still keep in mind is we do have bullish CVD divergences here and here as well. So we still have bigger bullish CVD divergences for potential move to the downside, but it doesn't change the very local probabilities with the 886 touch that we have. Potential retest of the white box here, no? Because, yeah, any touch at the 886 gives higher probabilities to move down. But with the weekend coming up, it's not an ideal timing to start a wave 3. So I'm very curious to see what the weekend is going to bring us over New Year's Eve as well, on Sunday night, of course, and then Monday morning. We'll see where we are. I'm actually not sure. I guess the markets are closed on Monday morning. Yeah. I will be looking for, at the moment, probabilities highest to take this low because of the 886 touch here. And we might actually get, again, a retracement to the golden pocket. Who knows? Bit of a support resistance area here now. Support, support, support. Potential resistance. Fresh support area. Interesting. So, yeah. And, yeah. So, of course, the past 2 months, as we know, in November, we had a 19% profit month with all of the setups. October, nicely profit. My whole year with the strategy has been incredibly profitable, which is very nice. December has been a dip in that year, but nonetheless, amazing year, great couple of months as well, and I look forward to 2024. So, and you've traded the strat as well the past 2 months as well, with 10% risk. He quadrupled his account in 2 months. Holy shit! But that's of course high risk, based on statistics and data, by the way, not emotions. What do you think of my last analysis posted? Yeah, so A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. A, B, C. Yeah, so for your wave C, you definitely want to see the low of A taken. A truncated 5 is very rare. So if you're looking for your A, B, C, right? Preferably C below A. And you then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your 4 is very long compared to a very short 2, though. So it's a bit out of like of context, I suppose, because this is going to be your 2 compared to your wave 4. Holy, yeah, it's 6 times bigger, like 5.5 to 6 times bigger, which is not really something you like to see for a wave 4. So look, we're looking for eventually the low to be taken, bounce or no bounce, eventually looking for that low to be taken at the moment. And and then we observe the reaction here, because of course we take it level by level. So this box is the first next level for me to observe then a potential reaction, but we might actually get the 886 probabilities playing out here. Yeah, so for the scalps, low time frames, 1, 3, 5, 15 maybe. 15 might already be high for scalpers. I use 5, works for me. Yeah. Loke, hey there, question regarding FIB times. What if a large wave 1 started from the market low and somewhere in January? How long would a wave 2 to the downside then take? You usually at least to the 382 FIB time. So nice question, by the way. I always like these type of more like educational questions as well. Good question. So if you would be looking for a bigger wave 1 ending in, let's cut it through the middle, 15th of Jan. We double click here, right? We toggle on top up, and that as well. So what basically he's saying then is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. Imagine it ends there. By the way, this depends on the size of your wave 1. Are you looking at this being a wave 1 or this being a second wave 1? I'll do both. So if we look at this whole thing being a wave 1, then preferably, by the way, your wave 4 is going to be a lot longer than it is now. But at least if it ends in the mid of Jan, 382, June, 23rd of June would be a minimum wave 2 time-wise target. And if you only look at the final move up, which then ends on the 15th of June, January, right? If this is a second leg up and then we're looking for 2, your minimum target would be the 3rd of March 24. Most commonly, you know, also like 0.618 to the 1 is always an interesting target. 0.618 2nd of April, 1 20th of May. But minimum would be usually the 382, as a wave 2 likes to end commonly after the 382. So yeah. Not doing altcoins at the moment. Gotta go as well, actually. Well, I mean, we're already half an hour past. I actually wanted to go at 7:30. It's almost 8 now. But I'll stop in a second. Pump before ETF, then pump and dump after announcement. If it's good news, bad news, immediate drop. Yeah, what I would really like to see. So with the ETF announcement, like yeah, it's all the hype and stuff around the announcement. What I would really enjoy seeing is a pump followed by a dump. So ETF news, positive, whatever, people buy, move to the upside, and then immediately get a sharp move down afterwards. That would be my ideal scenario. Of course, it can also be the other way around if it's bad news, but yeah. Bad or good? I think based on what we're doing here, I would prefer a move up, make people even more bullish as they're looking for all-time highs. Oh, I need to drink. Don't have water here. Get a pump in, high volume. People might be looking for, oh, all-time high, and then poof. Would be nice. Would be nice. Always important to think about those type of scenarios. Pleasure, Video Kingdom. For me, we are in a wave. Man, I'm sorry about that. Fuck, I drank my water. Oh well, we quit soon anyway. We are in a wave 3 from C. Yeah. Currently, we are not really finding strong continuation, but this is also where Elliott Wave probabilities are always changing. So we have the move to the downside, we have higher volume, we look for the low to be taken at a given moment, potentially retest golden pocket, we'll see. Eventually we look for the box here, and then we're going to be looking for support. We're going to observe the reaction. As we are entering a weekend, probabilities aren't great to have big moves. So that is why during the weekend, preferably we're going to be ranging, which then means from an Elliott Wave point of view, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3 next week. Those are things to keep an eye on, I suppose. Togatoni, what's up? How are you doing? Good to have you here once again. I saw your question in gold, which we'll cover, of course, in the feedback and Q&A. I charted the candle from the 4th. That's the 11th. That's, wait. 4th of what? What time frame are you talking about here? We'll get rent at around 34, 35. Would be nice, would be quite a nice retracement. Would be quite deep for a wave 4 on the medium time frame, but it would be good for a wave 2. Eventually we're looking for a sharper retracement, preferably, really. 2022 bear, 2023 bull, 2024 bear year. It still has potential based on macro analysis. Of course, based on the more local price section, we'll observe what happens. At the moment, from a medium time frame point, we're still expecting prices to go up at a later stage, especially with the 886 touch that we have here as well. Low probabilities we're in an impulse down. Higher probabilities this is all corrective for then later highs to come. And then we observe the reaction if those highs would come. But that is probabilities. Yeah, I heard about the restrictions in India. Someone commented on that earlier today. Like 9 platforms are going to be banned or something. Jeez. Thanks, Showing Flip Times. Very interesting. Mid of March as BlackRock has its ultimate deadline on spot ETF. 15th of March. Finding some fundamental analysis confluence right there. Nice. That's interesting. Do you think Bitcoin could go to sub 40 before the ETF? I mean, yes. Look, the question is could. And we trade probabilities. From a probabilities perspective, yes. Not that one. Here. If we are looking for a WXY, like in a zigzag, you're going to be looking for a 535. I'm still not sure if I'm a fan of this scenario with a bigger wave C as in a 5-wave structure, because then you really want to see continuation down or a potential another 1-2 down. If price moves above this high, it's going to be very unlikely that you're in a wave C. So here we could be looking, yes. Oh wait, your ETF announcement is January? Well, it's now the 29th of December, so that I don't think it's likely to go down here below 40k before the end of the year. I don't even know when the ETF announcement is, everyone. I'm not fundamental at all, with Bitcoin as well. I'm completely clueless. I only know about it because people in Discord talk about it. So if I was trading myself, I never follow fundamental stuff, so I wouldn't have known. So yeah, I don't expect to be down here before year's end at the moment. But we do expect this low to be taken, and then we observe the reaction if it does. And if it fails this target box here and we move down, then I am looking for below 40k, yes. So we take it level by level. In a WXY scenario here, Y in this case can be a flat zigzag or a triangle. Triangle too early, potentially a zigzag. But with a zigzag, it's not too likely you're going to go... I mean, the common target is above 40k, but your 1.618 target is down here. So yeah, you could still go below 40k. But the danger of thinking, can we, is we gotta just wait and see what price is going to give us. And based on what price shows us and the levels, we'll make a plan. For me, support is here. Next support is here. If we fill this support, I'm looking for the yellow box here at 39k. If it doesn't swing these lows, because we do have the lows here as support, potential swinging up. But yeah, I'm looking for my areas like over here, respected, here a bounce, move to the 2-hour order block down. Now we're below, potential support resistance flip here for another move down. I mean, yeah. Brock sounds very Dutch, by the way. Hey mate, if you would predict next cycle based on probability, when would you look for loading bags before the next cycle? So I don't give any insights into my investments, you know, all that stuff. So everything I say would be completely hypothetical. And from an Elliott Wave point of view, the question is what are we talking about with cycle, right? Are we talking about the macro bear market to 12 to 8K, 11 to 8K, and then up? Or are we talking about a double 1-2 like bull market continuation? And the macro bear market, from an Elliott Wave's point of view, your area is going to be between 11 and 8K. So it only makes sense to look for entries there. In the continuation of the bull market, we're eventually looking for a wave 2 to the downside, which hopefully then is a deep retracement between the 05 and 786, which is the common target. But we don't yet know how deep it's going to be because we don't yet. It's very unlikely the high is already in here at the moment, as on the medium time frame probabilities are still higher to look for higher prices. So yeah. Tradevas, hi Koen, Happy New Year for you and your family, thank you. And also for everyone here. I will be live in the weekend as well, before New Year's Eve, but already an early Happy New Year. Can I ask you, the CVD divs red and green on your trading view screen? That is, so the lines that you see on my chart, this is just personal. These are just trend lines that I put on the chart. So I have a look at my AGGR CVD here, right? And then I just manually put the trend lines on. So it's not an indicator. Do you check liquidation maps? No. But people do tend to share them in Discord, and it's always interesting to keep an eye on it. Big attraction now for Bitcoin at 44K. Yeah, in general, this area here is super interesting. And we have this box here as well. What I would also like to see is it could be a flat, right? In a bigger A, B, and then we get to move down. Fake out the highs one more time before a move down. We will see what the chart gives us, no? Definitely interesting. Will XRP give another bull run? I don't know, actually. I don't trade XRP. And I don't actually know where XRP is on the chart, like what the current status is for XRP. So I only trade Bitcoin myself. I do sometimes check altcoins, but XRP is a very long time ago, and I don't really, I said I had to go off like 35 minutes ago, but I'm still here. I'm enjoying streaming as I always do. Streaming is great. But I think we'll do an altcoin session soon again, and then have a look at XRP as well. USDT DOM, 1 day bullish divergence. Interesting, no? Extra confluence between the charts. Yas Tech, hi there guys, I'm a new subscriber. Welcome, good to have you here. Thanks for subscribing as well in 2023. One of the people that then supported the first year of this channel. Because it is the first year. We started on the 20th of February, and here we are. Here we are. 10 months later. Holy moly, what a year it has been. But good to see you here. What's up? What's up? Currently not covering the altcoins, as mentioned just now, but 369 World, what's up? How are you doing? Are we currently in a wave 4, 5? On the medium time frame, this is very much wave 4 behavior. So on the medium time frame, right, 12 hour plus, all this stuff is very much wave 4 behavior. However, a wave 4 definitely has still more room to the downside. We hit the target area for wave 4 once. We don't have to revisit it, but that depends on the local price section, which we cover in the daily updates all the time, right? And then sometimes I also cover the medium time frame stuff, where your lowest target is a 0.5 at 35.4K, still being a wave 4. But the probabilities at the moment are definitely highest that this is wave 4 behavior. Also because of the 886 touch that we have with price over here. So, yeah. And then, I mean, locally here, right? We have to wait patiently and see how long this range is going to be. So what I always say, and I think this would be a very good habit for people trading Elliott waves and stuff as well, is the moment you get high volume moves, wait for a range. Also, we spoke about this area as resistance. If you were short here and you see price moving down and stuff, you just wait for a range to reassess probabilities, no? Over here, big resistance, bear CVD, la-di-la-di-la. If someone, no financial advice, by the way, but come on, guys, we're on YouTube, right? We're not in a bank, or not that banks can give great financial advice, but anyway. If one is short from somewhere here, you get a high volume move, you're in profit, nice. Manage your trades very well, but from an Elliott wave perspective, I'm always waiting for a range, because the range will give the next most, best probabilities. So we get a high volume move down. I want to wait for a range to reassess the probabilities, right? We get more volume down. I wait for a bit of a range to reassess probabilities. And when we then see bullish CVD and that stuff, I might be interested to leave. Now, the thing is, I am not planning to short or long the absolute high to the absolute low and get 100% of the move. The goal is to get 60% or 50% and make a strategy, right? At least I have my strategy, but I'm not in the market to try and catch knives with the highs and the lows. I want to see confirmation, right? Whatever that is for you. I have my entry requirements, of course. So Elon Musk better get off his rocket ship. I remember the Elon Musk pump when we were at the 34 or 5K area in 2021. Legendary moment. I remember that one. What's up, Keefe? Random name, how you doing? ETH window, 10th of January, break or drop, Rosmi, 10th of January ETF. Okay, I see. So the 10th, important. Hey, random name. What's up? How you doing? You, by the way, you're the second guy with name in your name. We have a name here, which was here earlier, this guy, right? And now we have a random name as well. Look at you guys go. Twins. Thanks for becoming a member, my friend, and supporting the channel. I appreciate that. Welcome to the bronze team. Appreciate your support, mate. Nice picture as well. Where we're ABC in yellow is for me what's happening. Yes, we don't yet see the continuation. We are looking for the low to be taken, keeping an eye on support here and also the volume coming down. If volume here is increasing, so we make a new low on increasing volume, potential there for continuation. But first of all, observe the reaction. Quite a high probability. We're not going to go straight through this. So I'm looking for price to range here for a little bit. Observe the reaction, right? Maybe we get a bounce, whatever. Observe the reaction, and then I'll take it from there. Yeah. So. Buenas tardes desde España. Hugo Roll. It's either Hugo Roll Perez or it's Broncos that is speaking Spanish whenever they join. Good to have you here, Hugo Roll. What's up? Good to see you again. Togatone, I think that Elliott, if he was alive, he would subscribe to your gold Discord channel to see how you count. Sure. I would subscribe to his gold channel, I suppose. We would subscribe to one another. Thanks for the compliment, but there's only one person that invented Elliott waves, which is the man himself. But I am a happy user of his strategy, I suppose. And he was so kind to share it with the world. And I love the psychology aspect of Elliott waves. Very, very enjoyable. So, and then again, eventually it's about practice, experience, and I've also had moments, I remember, I quit Elliott waves for 2 months. I did nothing with Elliott waves because I got sick of it. I was like, it's not working. I'm not good. I can't, I'm wrong all the time and all that. I got so messed up and so annoyed by Elliott waves that I just stopped using it. But my head and my eyes were still counting, even though I wasn't actually putting it on the chart. Eventually, I got drawn back into it. And it's the typical, the typical story of entrepreneurship, of studying, or whatever is, it's never a straight line. It's never, oh, I start here, it's a straight line up. It's going like this, right? That's the story. And I've been there in my relationship with Elliott Waves, and only now, I of course, I have the channel, I use it every day, I do it with the channel as well. But yeah, I had my moments. Pleasure, Johan. I wonder what your goals are for 2024. I'm actually working on it's not a question. We do that in the live stream on Saturday or Sunday. But I'm writing down my goals for 2024 in this beautiful notebook. So yeah, let's see, no? The goal for the YouTube channel, by the way, once I decided I actually wanted to do a YouTube channel, I made a bit of a plan and stuff, was 5,600 subscribers at the end of the year. And look at us go. We are at 5,600. Oh, no, wait. We crossed the 5.7K, I think, yesterday. So, wow, 5,737. Wait, that's a lot more than we started the stream with. We started with 5,726, I believe. So that's 11. Thanks, everyone. Welcome to the channel. That's a big amount for a live stream. I appreciate your click, your subscription to the channel. Any trade in Bitcoin? I'm already out of my trade. I'm not in any position. Some alts are going crazy. I heard something about altcoin season as well. Now, I don't really trade alts, but I heard stuff about altcoin season might be approaching. If Bitcoin moves down, the alts will move down as well. But while Bitcoin then eventually ranges, this is typical. I mean, I know this as well, but it's difficult to really know when altcoin season comes. But yeah, if Bitcoin stabilizes and ranges, usually alts have a chance to move, especially after Bitcoin gets a bit of a dump down, then starts ranging. Alts tend to fly, but you know, I'm not that experienced with alts, so I don't trade them. Bearish CVD in the 3-minute time frame. You are correct, and that has played out as well. Nicely spotted. Lower high in price, higher high on the CVD. Same as we had here as well, by the way. Whoops. Lower high, higher high, right? Also here on blue. Especially once you're in a bit of a trending environment, CVD can be very nice for scalpers. It's a great scalping tool. I remember we had a guy in Discord, in Telegram. He was called Doctor. So I don't know, of course, the real name, but he was called Doctor, living in Spain. And he was a scalper using CVD on the very low time frames. What do you think about Store J? I don't know, but I'm not covering altcoins at the moment, though. But welcome, Virakordi Hashan Chaturanga. Holy moly. Yastek, remember me? I'm subscribing, showing up at the date of liquidation. I will remember you. Whenever people write in chat and I see the name once, usually I remember who's in here and who comes back. So I'll try to remember your name, Yastek. Stick around. This wave 4 is very messy to track. It's been quite a entertaining range, yes. It's an interesting one, but this is typical wave 4. Wave 4s tend to be messy, tend to be complex, tend to be annoying, you know, tend to be confusing. And that is also why many people don't try to count wave 4s. They just wait for a push again. I have never used CVD. What software does provide it? It's free. You can just go to a website called AGGR. I have a video about it on my channel as well if you look for CVD in the video section. And I have a one-pager here as well. So one-pager about CVD, what it is, how to use it, and also a video. Can I zoom in more? Here. But you can find the video on my channel as well. And this is just in Discord, where you can also download my template, which is this one. It's a newly updated one posted today, and the link to the website. So it's a free one, a freebie. I really like it. Check ETH, and not at the moment. Gotta put an end to it. I bet my fiance is gonna kick me in the ass. She's probably gonna be like, "Yo, mate, You said you were going to be finished at 7:30. No, she understands. She understands. She supports the channel as well. And soon she will say hi to you as well. She already said hi during a live stream with Diamond a while ago. And she took over. Like, I had nothing to do anymore. She was chatting with chat. Bitcoin now, busy for making regular flat, ABC, B, running flat, C. In fact, these flats for the wave 4. Yeah, flats for a wave 4 are common, especially expanding flats in very trending structures. You could also see the running flats coming in, of course. And this is something you see me do more often. As the range continues, I try to focus more and more on local price action. So now I'm mainly interested in counting this bit, and I forget about this. Of course, we still have the bigger scenarios, but low time frame stuff, I don't care about the low time frame here anymore. I'm mainly focusing on what happens here. And with what happens here, we can get the probabilities for the bigger scenarios, right? So, yeah. Also, it keeps the chart clean. I don't like to keep all the sub-wave counts and stuff of what happened before on the chart if they're not relevant. The moment it's irrelevant, I remove it. He's catching falling knives. If that's part of his strategy, I wish him the best of luck, right? Catching knives can be very profitable. Probably you have to use order flow or something, like you need a solid strategy to catch them, and very, very good risk management. Name, my pleasure. Good to have you as well. 100x leverage. Hit the like button. I have no idea what likes we're on, but thanks for motivating people. You think long or short Bitcoin? That depends on your plan, my friend. I have my plan, my strategy that I trade. Currently, I am in no position, and I patiently wait for my plan to appear. Probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view would be higher to take this low at a given moment, potentially retesting the white box. As we hit the golden pocket, price likes to retest we touched the 886, price likes to retest the golden pocket. Do have some bearish DVD, but they already played out. So, but yeah, generally now looking for the low to be taken, but not in any position anymore. Oops, I clicked on Atas. So I think Atas is opening. 1 second here, because I accidentally clicked on Atas instead of my browser. So probably Atas is now going to pop up, which... Is it actually? Because it's not... Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's opening on my other screen. The reason I switch screens is because I use another email for Atas. Pleasure, Johan. Pleasure, Bitphantom as well. Do you think a long from about 41,350 is a good entry? That depends on your plan. If you have solid entry requirement, if you have solid support and you have entry requirements, you have a strategy... So this is, of course, what's interesting. Usually those questions come from people that don't have a solid strategy. So and that's not a problem, because, and that's not, we are not here to talk anyone down, but it is important because those questions signal not having a solid plan. So you're going to ask for other people to confirm a certain bias instead of trusting in yourself, your strategy, your entry requirements. So what we want to do is get rid of looking for confirmation online on YouTube and just join YouTube for the sake of education, but mainly develop a strategy. And that is what many people don't want to do. They want to jump into trades instead of building a strategy, which gives them confidence, removes emotion, gives them data to trade. Try as many tools as you can, track statistics on the tools, combine your favorite tools, track statistics on the combination of the tools, then tweak the strategy, right? You have your entry requirements now, you have your combined tools, you have data, you're going to tweak it, improve it, and then you trade it. And then you see you're going to trade based on data, which completely removes trying to look for confirmation out of your zone of confluence, basically, like your own. You're going to trust yourself. So Is it a good entry? I mean, personally, I do have a support box here. So for me, there is support, but my strategy always takes hours before I enter after an area of interest is hit. So yeah, it could be interesting, but it depends on your plan. What are your entry requirements? If price moves down there, what is going to be the thing that's going to make you enter? What do you want to see? What combination of entry requirements, like what entry requirements do you have? What boxes do you need to tick to enter your position? For me, that is, out of my head, 7 or 8 things that I want to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you think Bitcoin is going up or down? I mean, golden pocket, potentially retest, move down eventually as well. 886 touch, higher probabilities any move up is a C or a Y, increasing probabilities to have downside at a later stage. So, but again, no financial advice. Have your plan. What are your Elliott Wave levels on Bitcoin? If you go to the beginning of the video, then you'll see my analysis. But in a nutshell, at the moment here, again, I just actually mentioned it. We hit the 886. So from an Elliott Wave perspective, we're now looking for the high to be taken, as any move up has a higher probability of being a C or Y, increasing probabilities to move below this low. Price does like to retest the golden pocket after an 886 touch. So maybe it's going to make it, maybe not. And then we observe the reaction. It's now also a support resistance area. But for the Elliott Wave analysis, go to the beginning of the video. I always look at the 3 days chart for an entry and relax. Yeah, that can work as well for a strategy, probably more like swing trading as well. But that works perfectly as well. I'm a day trader, mainly involved with daily activities, of course. So can you kindly explain when CVD is leading? So first of all, it's a great question and I can answer it, but my question is, I would probably use the question to prefer explaining when CVD is useful. Like when do you actually see absorption? So spotting leading CVD is, so first of all, if you use CVD, you need to have screen time. Oh, 1 second. Viv. Yes. Fiance is writing. If you're going to use CVD, focus on absorption and especially screen time. Just looking at CVD so you can start to use CVD in the context of your other analysis, because it's just another tool to add to your analysis. Now, leading CVD, right? Absorption and leading CVD. Absorption means, let me get the sheet here for you guys as well, so you actually know what I'm talking about. Absorption, right? That's what we want to see. For absorption, we want to see CVD divergences, which means in a long setup that we have a higher low in price but a lower low on the CVD. Now, CVD shows market buying or market selling. That is what the line on CVD represents. If a candle is printing and CVD moves down, it means there are more market sellers in that candle than market buyers in that candle. So what we want to see for bullish CVD divergences, and I'll get to leading in a second, is price moving up and moving down, while CVD is going to have a lower low, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. And so what this means is we want to see more market seller orders in the retracement than there were at the low, because CVD is down, right? That's what we're looking for. However, price is not making a lower low. It's still at a higher low. So even though there's more people selling, price is not making a new low. That is absorption. That is what we want to see. However, now, and this is in a bullish, flip it around for the bearish scenario, where you're then looking for a lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, absorption. However, leading CVD is where price does this as well. We have CVD also with a lower low, but now price continues down. So the bullish CVD divergence does not play out. It becomes invalidated because price takes the low. How can you spot leading CVD? You can't spot leading CVD unless you have a lot of screen experience. So I have a knack for it because I have a lot of experience using CVD for a long period of time, but still it's difficult to spot. Preferably, you're going to use things like open interest, and even more specifically, open interest for specifically long and short positions. Because what we want to see in the move down for a bullish, solid bullish CVD divergence is we want to see market shorts opening, right? Because for CVD to be effective, we are looking for absorption, but you can only absorb orders if orders enter the market. So in this scenario, you're looking for shorts opening while price is not making a higher high and CVD makes a lower low, right? Because shorts are opening. However, CVD, because it shows market buying, market selling, also shows people getting stopped out because that's also a market buy or sell order, or people taking profit using market orders. And this is where CVD can start to be leading. Because if we get a retracement to the downside because of people taking profit, leaving the market, negative open interest, right? It might increase the probabilities for leading CVD divergences because now there's no absorption going on. It's people taking profit. Now, of course, taking profit equals people entering selling orders, but it's not necessarily actively market selling. It's taking profit, right? So the move down is less interesting, basically. And it's the same with people getting stopped out, right? That's usually during quick moves. You won't really see CVD divergences too often with that. But for example, here, big move down, open interest moves down, CVD, of course, tanks as well. Yeah. If a lot of people get stopped out, it's not necessarily the CVD that you want to see as well. Preferably in CVD, you get a bit of a move up, bit of a retracement down. Not like this, like up, down, like very short, and like give it some time. So if you really want to get into figuring out leading CVDs and the probabilities of leading CVD, either you need a lot of screen time so you can spot it, or try to use things like open interest. And that of course is a whole new layer on top of your analysis, using open interest as well, because you then need a lot of experience as well, learning how to use open interest. And then when is open interest in combination with CVD trustworthy, and when is it not, right? Which again takes experience as well. Now, I don't use open interest. I'm not really interested in open interest. I do know how it works with CVD, but I don't like to put that extra layer on top of my trading. I like to keep it more simple. But because of Elliott waves as well and the context of the chart, I can get a better idea of when CVD is leading and when it is not. So, yeah. That's a great question. So hopefully, Lionheart, it explains a little bit on when you can spot if CVD is leading. How do you get the second line in the CVD chart? I mean, my template can just be downloaded here. If you want to add a second line, you go to indicators, click on the arrow at the top, and then just you just add an indicator. I mean, you can already do it here. Indicators add, and then you just add another CVD line. But there's many CVD lines that you can use. So you got to go to the script, and then here, this is where the magic happens. This is what decides what CVD line you have. And the one line is an aggregated CVD line, and the other line is specifically a Bybit line, because that's the platform I started with at the beginning. This is the aggregated line. Funny enough, it's empty, but the empty line uses all the sources for CVD. So it's aggregated. Oh shit. I have to re-upload my template now because my yellow line is gone. Probably I just changed something just now. So, but that's no problem. Romano Tarasov, how much do you normally spend on trades? That is information I do not disclose. So any info about my trading, my investments, my portfolio size, all that stuff is stuff I never talk about. If people want to see the proof of the strategy I use, I mean, Diamond is there. And we have the statistics as well over the past couple of months. December has been a bit average. Last month, 19% profit. Yeah. This whole year has been quite incredible. But yeah, my portfolio sizes and everything and what I use is not relevant. I understand people are curious, but why? It won't help you. It won't make your life better or worse. For me, it will probably sound like I'm bragging, but I'm not interested in showing that sort of stuff. It doesn't help anyone to know what my sizes are, and So I never really communicate that type of stuff. I focus more on the educational side, like, hey, if people want to learn, we got a place where we have statistics, people can learn and all that stuff. That's fine. And based on the statistics that they track themselves and all of the months as well, you will very quickly know what kind of sizes I probably am able to trade with. So, yeah. But I never communicated. Alles goed? Yes. Welcome, Daba, as well. Good to have you here. I'm kind of ending the last couple of questions. Wouldn't then it form bullish CVD on 50-minute 1 hour on this low compared to previous low from December 23? Oh. Bullish CVD is not used with higher lows. So bullish CVD is a low, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. That is a bullish CVD. Now we do have bullish CVD here, but there's a higher probability of it being leading because we hit the 886. Some Elliott Wave knowledge as well. So with CVD, you want to see a higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. And for a short, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. Many people use RSI and stochastic and stuff, and for them it is like hidden CVD divergences. But for CVD, these are the only, you want to look for absorption, not exhaustion, which is something else again. Oh, December 26. Oh, sorry, lol. Yes, bullish CVD here, that's correct. That's correct. Higher probability of it being leading now because we hit the 886 and we had continuously bearish CVDs here to the downside. So different time frames are important. Many people here were looking as well for the bullish CVD divergences, but they completely miss the 3-minute bearish CVDs we had here, the bearish CVDs we had here, bearish CVD on the 3-minute at the top as well, bearish CVD here as well when retesting, taking the lows, retesting this white box here. So the lower time frames are very important. Use sport. Holy moly, I'm so sorry. You gotta send me wait, you're already in Diamond, no? If not, what you have to do is send me an email with your YouTube username, Discord username, and Telegram username. I mean, Discord is the main place to be. And then I can give you your diamond roll. So that is so he won the giveaway, the Christmas giveaway for 1 month in diamond. So what you got to do is, and the email is koenstrading@outlook.com. It's also in my YouTube about section. So just very simply koenstrading just at outlook.com, and then send me that stuff. And then I can give you the roll in Discord. You can already ping me in Discord as well if you want somewhere, so I can already give you the role. But I do need the email. Excuse me, CVD is better or RSI? For me, CVD. This is a personal choice, of course. Some people will say RSI. For me, CVD is much better. RSI is a momentum indicator, and price can show RSI divergences, but still continue higher, even though there's bearish CVD divergences, because I explained this in a stream not too long ago. The problem with, for example, the RSI is you get 1 2 1 2 1 2s, right? And then you get your 3, and then you get a couple of 4 5s, la di la. So what you're going to see is this is a 3, this is a 4, this is a 5. This is your first RSI divergence. But then you get another 4 5, more RSI divergence, 4 5 more, and this can go on for a while because it depends on how many 1 2s you had. So with RSI divergences, it was for me very difficult to know exactly like, hey, when is the move actually ending? And with CVD, it's live. CVD gives you live market data. It's orders. It's market orders. So it's people pressing the button, buy, sell, which gives me much more relevant now data. Which is for me much more important as well. At the low 15.4K, it was a great example back in the day. Bearish CVD divergences. This is where we flip to bullish CVD divergences. Bullish, 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 bullish. They kept building. Boom, we move up as well. So that was eventually the end of the bear market there. For me, CVD is by far, and that's why I repeat it in the videos as well. By far the best indicator that you can use. But that is my personal opinion, and I have not used all the indicators, obviously. But compared to an RSI, easy choice for me, or stochastic. However, if you would ask Trader Age or some other channels, I know that Green Star Trading likes to use MACD and stuff and RSI on the high time frames. For them, it works, because it's part of their trading strategy. It's part of the way they use Elliott Waves in combination with those tools. So for them it works, which is great, because everyone has their own trading style. So the question is, of course, a question about preference. My preference is CVD, but someone else's preference will be stochastic. The other one will be MACD. The other one will be RSI. Someone else will use another indicator. Like the flow, right? What was it? Money flow indicator or something. It depends, but for me, easy option. And I also never use CVD. You never see me use it in videos as well. Don't do altcoins at the moment. I just came online while going for a run. Welcome, by the way, and also nice that you went for a run early morning in Australia. Holy moly, Australia is waking up already. There we go. Nice that you go. I love running myself, but I bet Australia is a bit nicer than the Netherlands. The crossover of aggregated and Bybit does not mean anything. No. So it's not like with the MACD. It's just two separate lines, and you only look at the individual lines. So blue with blue and yellow with yellow. It's all manipulated. Yeah, I mean, opinions differ about this as well. It's usually quite a sensitive topic in the market. I personally don't really think about the thing is, like, when people lose, they always try to give the blame to things outside of their control, right? Like, by the way, that's not the case with you, right? But just when you hear people talking online like, oh, I lost my trade, they grabbed my stop loss and now it moves the other way, it's manipulation. No, you just placed your stop loss wrong. You probably either don't have data about where to put your stop loss, so you don't have data about your plan. If you get wicked too often, you need to change your plan. So think about, like, if you recognize yourself in that behavior, meaning viewer, of course, not Jastek, but if you are someone that blames whatever out of your control, then start working on building some statistics. Get out of the what's that perspective, like what's it called, that like it always goes wrong for you and like what's the name in English? It has a name where, it's always this, it's always that, but it's never you. Anyway, focus on yourself and what you can control. That is when you will improve as a trader. Right? That is what will help. So if you often get wicked, your stop loss gets taken and then the move starts. Record the data on where to put your stop loss, percentage-wise. Record data on your entry requirements, on the tools that you use. Build a plan, and eventually you will see that, hey, you record statistics about stop loss 0.25% away, stop loss 0.5, stop loss 0.75, 1%, 1.5%. And you're just going to track, backtest, forward testing. When do they get hit? What's going to be the RR of my trade? Like, build data. Data is what will help you. So when the market moves, for me, it just moves. People are buying and selling. I never think about AI, the bots, manipulation. I know that ICT loves to call everything manipulation. You know, as a trader, it doesn't matter. Price moves, and you got to find a way to trade it profitably, and data will help. So, yeah, all about that. What's the best time frame to use CVD for scalping? Probably the 1, 3, 5, and 15 minutes. 30 becomes a bit too high, so 15 and lower, I would say. EMA is helpful too. Yes, yeah, you can also use EMA. I don't use it myself, but it's definitely possible to have a strategy with the EMAs, absolutely. And also a profitable strategy, of course, with the EMAs. So it all depends on what people love to use. So EMAs can be very useful. Indicators can also be very useful. For me, CVD is great. Some people will use RSI, MACD, money flow, stochastic, and they make it work. And we always have to respect everyone's way of trading. Scalping to swing, Heikin-Ashi candles, line charts, to using indicators, to using patterns, trend lines. If they are profitable, that's what it is about. Mindset, yes. Switch your mindset from, oh, I almost thought about it. Oh man, it entered my, so it's not the word mindset I was looking for, but it's close. Man, I probably when I'm finished streaming, I get to the word. Hi from a neighbor. Oh, Mr. Cezo. Woon je ook in Gouda by any chance? Oh, who knows? No, it's not the apologetic. It's like a blame, like you always blame all the other stuff but yourself, but you got to actually work on yourself. It's not the loser's mindset. It's not the blame mindset. It's the not the survivor's mindset. Oh my. I bet there's other people now going to be like, oh fuck, what he's actually like, what does he mean? And some people will have the same problem, not the accountability one. Oh, we'll get to it another time. But Cesar, what's up? How are you doing? From a neighbor, maybe living in Gouda as well. Who knows? Where do you think Bitcoin will go? Can we see some pullback from this? Thanks, by the way. So, of course, we already had a bit of a pullback. The analysis I did was at the beginning. The weekend is coming soon, so we can expect a bit of a range. But very simply, in a bit of a nutshell, I suppose, we hit the 886 taken from the low to the high, and from an Elliott Wave perspective, probabilities are high now to take this low. Any move to the upside has a higher probability of being a C or a Y, increasing probabilities to come back down later. What price does like to do when hitting the 886 is move towards the golden pocket and potentially retest it before continuation. It depends on the reaction here. So quite often you will see a bounce at the 886 and then price coming back down at a later stage to then take the lows that it has over here. Generally, so yeah, we are looking for the low to be taken, and then we look for a bit of support here and observe the reaction. I don't expect price to just do that, so I would be looking for a bit of like a reaction here and then see what's up. The weekend is coming. So yeah, we might be in a more like ranging environment instead of a very impulsive environment. So we currently have a little bit of a pullback. Golden pocket is very important if it gets there. That's the question. It's now support resistance, right? The wick here, support resistance. But generally, probability is higher to take the low, and then we'll take it from there. Yes, victim mindset. The victim mindset. Dusty Hunt. Yes, it's the victim mindset. That's the one. You're the victim. You're always the victim. Yes. Fuck. Took so long. Holy moly. The Dusty Hunt. What a savior. Yes, it's the victim. I bet we can find stuff about that. Yeah, the victim mentality. Oh, what am I writing? Victim blaming. Victim mentality, victim mindset. Like this stuff, right? Like you always think, oh, I get stopped out all the time. It's manipulation, it's the exchange, like, or whatever it is. It's always the world is against you. It's always the other stuff. Yes, that's it. Shit. Man, that's exactly it. Get rid of that mindset, right? We don't want it. Focus on what you can control. Because if you focus on what you can control as a trader, your strategy, your data, like your stop loss placement based on strategy and data, your take profit based on data, your best risk to reward ratio, your most profitable whatever, that is when you improve. We got there. I can sleep nicely tonight. Shit. How do you view CVD on TradingView? CVD for me is on the AGGR chart. There are indicators on TradingView, but I don't use them. So if you look for cumulative volume delta, you will find it. Or just cumulative volume. You'll probably find some indicators as well, but I don't use any of those. I earn in both ways. Doesn't matter if it's going up or down. I don't use stop loss and take profit. No, exactly. You got yourself a good strategy. Of course, by the way, Jastek, of course, the comment was not meant to you, but it's just more like a general comment. But also based on what you mentioned earlier, right? It sounds like you have yourself a good way of trading, and definitely not that mindset. So this is if like that, and that's the thing, right? Always respect someone else's strategy. They don't have to trade the same way, but they can be incredibly profit their way, which is very important. Hi from Croatia. Can you look at... I don't do altcoins at the moment. I got to go as well. I've already said that for the past 1 hour and 10 minutes. Thank you, Miriam. Thanks for being here as well tonight. It's quite rare for us to be in a live stream at the same time. So nice. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night yourself as well. And already a good new year. Happy New Year already, in case we don't speak to one another. So Miriam is one of the first ever subscribers of the channel as well. So you will see some of her comments sometimes as well below the videos. So 50-minute bearish CVD divergence. My yellow line is gone because I changed a few things. Potentially you have bearish divergences with the order block here, so that would then be something. But I messed up my thing. I have to re-upload it, but I'll do that after the stream. So potentially lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. Do you think 2024 is going to be a good year for trades based on the statistics of this year? Yes. There's no reason to... I mean, based on my strategy, yeah, there's no reason to think it wouldn't. This year for me, January to November were all very profitable months, with November a 19% theoretical gain if all the trades were taken. I didn't trade all of them, but based on statistics, the win percentage, the gain would have been 19% on the portfolio with 1% risk. I had a little bit less because I didn't trade all of them, but hey, it's very nice. In general, win rate was between 60 and 90% with a 1-2-3 RR. So that is nice. Only December has been a pain in the ass because of the range over here, with December being pretty much a break-even month for me so far. I didn't trade all the losers, neither all the winners, but pretty much break-even. So it's definitely a weak month, but that is where we learn some additional lessons for next year. But there's no reason to think different. That is also something that I think would be important for people, is if you develop a strategy and you use it and it works, the moment you get a bad week or you get an average or a bad month, don't immediately change stuff, right? Because it doesn't mean it stops working. The moment you start immediately changing stuff, you go strategy hopping, which you get yourself in a lot of issues, because once you start strategy hopping, which means you might still stick to your strategy, but you're going to implement new things and new rules and new this and new that, and it gets too much, you lose the basics where you started with, and it can become very problematic for your trading. So in my case, mate, if it's a break-even month or a losing month, no problem. It's part of the job. So part of the work. And focus on your trades, like 100 trades. Focus on 100 trades, not on one trade. One trade can be a loser. As long as over 100 trades, you're profitable. Same as in a year. If all of the months would have been losing or break-even months, we have a problem. But for me, I more than doubled my account this year. So based on the trades this year, from January to November, December is an average. Like it's about break-even month. Yeah, not great, but what do? I mean, you just take the setups when they appear, follow the strategy, follow the plan, and try to learn lessons from December for next year. But no reason to trade anything. Or change anything. So yeah, my statistics of this year, very nice. I take advice. I always learn from others. Yes, I always try to learn from others as well. There's so much to learn, also from a technical analysis point of view. Like in the group Discord, we have Liquid Mafia, and he loves to use Fibonacci rings. Man, it's fascinating. I don't know how Fib rings work, but he makes it work. I love reading his posts. Abdul Karam Abu Naji, how you doing? Welcome, man. In brief, is that down move a 3 or C? For a wave 3, it then has to be another 1-2. Right, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, but it's a bit too many 1-2. So now that the stream has been going on for a longer period of time, probabilities would increase for a potential C. Because the weekend is coming, known for ranges, so we might continue ranging here for a while, and still looking for the low to be taken. But we have support here, so I'll be observing the reaction here, because 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. It's not a great triple 1-2 scenario as well. Preferably for a triple 1-2, you see 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, boom. Second wave one takes a low of the first wave one. Third one takes a low of the second wave one. Second wave one didn't take the low of the first one here, so it's always changing. What's up, TXM? How are you doing? There's no bear CFD. Okay, not yet. Yeah. What's up, TXM? How are you doing? I'm so sorry, TXM, but I have to go. Thanks for being here for a minute. I've been online now for, how long have we been online for? We've been online for 2 hours and 15 minutes. There you go. I was planning to be online for about 50 minutes to an hour. Holy moly. Time flies. But TXM, let's chat in Diamond. We'll chat in the group. I want to know, by the way, how are you doing with your strategy? Lightweight. Yeah, I know. The longest stream I've done so far, I believe, is 3 hours. We're not far away. But TXM, let me know, how's your strat going on the higher time frames? And are you still scalping or not? Or you're waiting for next year? Or let me know. I'm curious. TXM is one of the people in Diamond developing his own strategy, which is great. I love reading your updates. So, Yastek, thank you for being here. Abdul Karam Abu Naji, thanks for being here as well. And everyone else, Wafa, Romano, Name, Miriam, everyone, Wati, Yoel, too late. You can always go back, of course. But okay, thanks everyone for hanging out. It's time for me to relax a bit tonight, hang out with the fiance, and tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., another update between 7 and 8 a.m., right? Let's see where price is tomorrow morning. So yeah, make sure you take it easy. New Year's Eve is coming. I will be online with another live stream either tomorrow or Sunday. On Sunday, I go to friends. So I don't know how late. So I'm not sure if I can do a live stream during the day. Might be early morning, or I do one on Saturday, which will then be the like the last live stream of this year. So wow, last live stream of this year. Yep, it's that time. And what we're going to do is I'm curious to your yearly goals. I'm working on my yearly goals. So when mine are finished, I will share some of them. Work related, health related, including sports related, personal related, which I'm not sure is worth sharing. That depends on my goals, which I haven't written down yet. And trading related. But the trading related goal is also not relevant because that's usually a monetary value. But this year, now, well, for next year, I'm actually thinking about a goal which has to do with trading psychology. So it can be interesting. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to catch you during the next stream, and tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central European time, between 7 and 8 a.m. I should probably change that on my banner. There will be a new Bitcoin update waiting for you if you wake up with your cup of coffee, like Flotty, always drinking his espresso, and Santos as well, having breakfast with my videos. Great to hear. So, okay, I'm going to catch you on the other side. Enjoy your evening, morning. If you're from Australia, enjoy your day. And yeah, bye-bye.